Hi, how are you doing? My name is Rohit and I'll be breaking down the 29th match of this year's IPL, which saw the Mumbai Indians taking on the Chennai Super Kings in the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. And here's the thing. Myself, along with a lot of other people, whenever that IPL schedule gets announced, there's always one game on the calendar that we circle. And it is CSK versus MI, the Indian El Clasico. This is one of the most, if not the most historic rivalry in all of IPL cricket. There's so much history between these franchises, so much winning, and every single one of these games is a chess match, and it is absolute box office. And here's the thing, we got another smash hit at the box office with this one. And this is the only time where you could ever see the Wankhede Stadium in a color that isn't blue. And there was a lot of yellow in the stands today. And those fans in yellow went home happy. CSK won this one by 20 runs. And when it comes to MI versus CSK, historically, it's since 2013, it was always MS Dhoni versus Rohit Sharma. And for the first time since then, it's neither MS Dhoni leading CSK nor Rohit Sharma leading Mumbai. It was Ruturaj Gaikwad versus Hardik Pandya. And here's the thing, like their predecessors, these two delivered a tactical showcase. And for CSK, after being asked to bat, they started with their own tactical change, changing up their opening partnership. Instead of Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rachin Ravindra, Ajinkya Rahane comes in place of Ruturaj Gaikwad to open the innings. And who knows, I don't understand why they did it in real time. And even really looking back at this game, I still don't know why CSK decided to open with Rahane. But Mumbai responded with a tactic of their own, bringing Mohammad Nabi to open the bowling. That was a perfect response to CSK opening with Rahane over Gaikwad, because Ajinkya Rahane's record against spin is not as good as Ruturaj Gaikwad's. Rahane has a tendency to struggle against spin, and Mumbai used that to their fullest. They kept CSK quiet in the power play, even taking Ajinkya Rahane's wicket. He goes for a very cheap 5 from 8. From there, Gaikwad and Ravindra stitched together a small partnership. Ravindra holds out later. And then from there, it was Ruturaj Gaikwad and Shivam Dube stitching together a massive, massive partnership, which really set the platform for CSK to get to a big total. But once Ruturaj Gaikwad got out, all of a sudden Mumbai started applying the brakes, and CSK was going at 10s when Gaikwad got out. They were at 150 in just 2 balls after the 15th over was over. So they're around 10 runs and over, and they were looking to post a total of 200, 215 maybe. And that's a total that you definitely need at this Wankhede Stadium, especially as the dew comes in the second innings and you don't necessarily get too much purchase as a bowler. But once Gaikwad's wicket fell, Mumbai started applying the brakes. Daryl Mitchell couldn't get anything going. They didn't give enough room for Shivam Dube to free his arms and really get some of his shots going. But here's the thing. You know how this is usually a MS Dhoni versus Rohit Sharma show? Well, guess what? It ended up being the MS Dhoni show for CSK, because MS Dhoni walks in the final over, 3 balls, 3 sixes. The crowd goes absolutely ballistic. The entire country loves this man. And he gets CSK over that 200 mark to 206. And one last thing on this CSK innings. Credit to Shivam Dube for keeping his cool, because there were a lot of times where he could have just said, hey, we need to get the strike rate up. We need to get this run rate up. I got to go for it. And he could have just swung blindly and gotten out. Credit to him for staying at the crease, waiting for his opportunities. And instead of relying on big hitting as he normally does, he is CSK's premier 6-hitter. He instead looked for the gaps and just muscled it through those gaps, not giving the fielders a chance to even get to the ball. 10 fours in his innings of 66 from 38. So very much credit to Shivam Dube for that. And Ruturaj Gaikwad actually did well at that number 3 slot, surprisingly. Again, When I saw Rahane open and then Gaikwad slotted in at 3, I'm thinking, this is strange. CSK is not a team that makes these sort of strange tactical decisions. Today, it worked. I'm not sure if this is a one-off thing. I'm not sure if this is going to be something that CSK is going to explore further. But in whatever happened today, for today it worked. And when it comes to the Mumbai innings, Mumbai does what they do. They start strong. They start fast in the power play. They go at a run rate of 10s. Similar to how they started their chase against RCB when they very easily chased down 195 to win incredibly comfortably. They're going at 10 runs and over. They're very much flying. But Matisha Patirana comes in, gets a double strike, gets out Ishan Kishan, and then 2 balls later, Mustafizur Rahman takes a marvelous catch at the boundary line off of Patirana's bowling to dismiss Surya Kumar Yadav, who can be very dangerous if he's allowed to set. Then from there, you enter Tilak Varma and Rohit Sharma start putting together a partnership, and then Patirana does it again. He gets the key wickets at the key moments. This was a key component that CSK was missing in their bowling for the past couple of games as Patirana missed them with injury. But Patirana comes back and all of a sudden, CSK's bowling has that sort of wicket-taking knack that they desperately needed. And then from there, but that Tilak Varma wicket set up a incredibly interesting sort of turn of events, as at this point, with 8 overs left to go, Mumbai only needed 89 runs. That is effectively nothing in modern T20, and especially nothing in the Wankhede, where all you got to do is get your line just a little bit wrong, and you will be punished. And here's the thing. When it comes to bowling, the punishment for a bad ball is much more severe than the reward for a good ball. And you get your line wrong just a little bit, you are getting launched into the stands. So it's just a matter of 1 or 2 hits per over, and Mumbai could have easily won. They were still very much in control. But Tilak Varma's wicket started a sequence of events where Mumbai only scored 17 runs in the next 4 overs, including a sequence of 2 overs where they only scored 2 runs and lost 2 wickets. The real turning point was Shardul Thakur bowling the 15th over and only giving up 2 runs. Ruturaj Gaikwad made the interesting decision of bringing Thakur in the power play. He went for runs, but he comes back with Thakur at the back end of the innings. And Shardul Thakur delivers. He understands how to use the older ball. He knows how to take pace off the ball, not give Mumbai too much to work with. And he did exactly that. Mumbai struggled, and all of a sudden you go from a chase that's effectively nothing, 89 from 8 overs, to a monumental task, 72 from 4 overs. You go from a required run rate of a shade over 11 to a required rate that's already ballooned to 18. That is a massive, massive swing, and it immediately put Mumbai on the back foot. And then Mustafizur Rahman comes in and gets Tim David, and Tim David can also be very, very dangerous. But similar to how the former captain of CSK, MS Dhoni, stole the show in CSK's innings with his display at the back end, Rohit Sharma, the former Mumbai captain, stole the show from the very beginning, putting together an incredible century, 105 out of 63 balls. He really led the way for Mumbai in this chase. Unfortunately, outside of Tilak Varma, he really couldn't get any consistent support as CSK kept taking wickets at the other end. And credit to the CSK bowlers for holding their nerve. They went for runs early, but once Patirana started getting those breakthroughs, they started applying the brakes as they're known to do, putting more dot ball pressure, putting more run rate pressure on the Mumbai batters, and they ended up winning. But going back to Rohit Sharma really quickly, this is a very well-constructed innings. He started strong, and he had a very healthy strike rate for the vast majority of the innings. His strike rate dipped towards the end, but Mumbai's strike rate as a whole also dipped towards the end. Because remember, 4 overs, 17 runs, multiple wickets falling, and Rohit Sharma was not on strike for a lot of it. In that 24 balls, he only faced 6 of them. So CSK did a good job of keeping Rohit Sharma off strike. And even when Rohit Sharma was on strike, they did a good job of not letting him really free his arms and really get going again. Because even though you're a set batter, if you're really not on strike for a lot, you kind of get out of your own flow. And CSK did a good job of making sure Rohit Sharma didn't establish his own flow again. Because Rohit Sharma, once he gets set, he can easily take away games from other teams. We've seen this happen at the international level. We've seen it happen in the IPL. CSK did good to make sure that didn't happen. And so that's how this ends. And remember how Dhoni scored 20 in that final over? 6, 6, 6, and then a 2 off the final ball. Those 20 runs were the exact difference between CSK and Mumbai and between victory and defeat for CSK and MI. Those 20 runs proved vital, and it's just another instance of every single contribution in a T20 match matters. Every single ball is vital, and just one innings, one player, one moment could change the entire fortunes of a match. And so CSK just had more key moments than Mumbai. They had more key moments go in their favor. They took advantage of key moments. You have Dhoni at the back end. You have Shardul Thakur's brilliant 15th over. You have Matisha Patirana taking wickets at key moments, halting Mumbai's momentum. CSK took advantage of those key moments, and they come into the Wankhede, triumph, and get their first road win of the season, firmly securing them in that third place spot. And for Mumbai, this had a host of consequences, because if they won today, depending on how much they won by, they could have gone all the way up to number 4. But instead, they moved down to number 7 or 8. So they're pretty much at the bottom of the table. And a couple more losses and their season could be done, because sometimes these seasons get away from you very fast. And this was a game that Mumbai had to have, and they just couldn't have it. They just didn't win. So it's kind of interesting to see how close these teams are in terms of the points table, and how all of these teams are pretty close in the points table, except for RR and RCB, who are at completely opposite ends. And that's just a massive gap. But CSK and Mumbai, only 3 spots separated them coming into today. CSK won, and they stayed exactly at 3rd. They came in at 3rd, they stayed at 3rd. Mumbai, they came in at 6th, and they moved down the table, and they've got a road to climb. So it's interesting to say the least, just like this entire rivalry. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I will be back for the next games. Thank you. Have a good one.